Everybody, thanks for checking out the Chris Gethers Show podcast. It's really cool that you're checking this out.
We're about to do, I think, the dumbest show we've done in years.
His life would be trash!
And you better believe I'm trashed.
We are scrappy trash people.
What's the point of this show? I just turned it on.
We've always been with this show.
We've always been trash people. We will always be trash people.
True.
This doesn't feel real.
Do it again. We were muted.
Live from my grandmother's basement, we are the trash people. I'm Emily Pineapple.
And I'm Forrest, keeper of the Canon.
And when we're
the mute
not
button.
muted, muted, every week we bring you something related to the world of Planet Scum. And today, oh, am I excited for today? Because we're doing another episode celebrating a community member.
That's
our
right.
very own Kate Killet. But while people gather, while we all join together on this beautiful day, we have segments.
We have segments.
We have segments. The first segment that I want to bring up is Talkin' Drama.
I forgot that.
Drama.
That's right.
Talkin' Drama. Okay.
So, some folks who live in a water tower.
They decided that Patrick Cotner's tweet in which he is wearing the Grow Gizmo t-shirt.
The pretend shirt, which has a map of Manhattan.
Yeah. Got fucking DMCA'd, which sounds to me like an individual human has a vendetta against Cotner. Right? Because none of the other shirts got taken down.
And no one else's got taken down.
Gizmo is a word, and why the fuck would Warner Brothers give a shit?
As GLTS
about
pointed out.
People, yeah.
The word gizmo.
It's just a word.
Just a word
it's
for
a
things
gadget.
you can't
it's
name.
a thingamajig. Also, why the fuck would they care about a tweet? They've never cared about a tweet before.
Well,
ever.
also...
Ever!
Why do they think they own the map of Manhattan?
Right?
It's just a map of Manhattan. I don't understand why they think they'd have rights to that. They're not even based in New York.
They're not even based in New York. So, in recognition of this bullshit, this crime against fun, I think we should all just be really nice to Patrick. It really sounds like someone just hates Patrick, doesn't it? Like, no one is allowed to hate Patrick. Like, what the fuck? It means that they're
scared.
I certainly fucking hope so. They should be scared of Cotner. They should be scared of the joy that this community holds. So yeah, everyone should just be really nice to Cotner and celebrate the
Planet
fun
Scum
of
plus
Gizmo.
Kahoot versus Kahoot
Right?
plus WB. Who wins?
Right?
Also,
we win! We win!
The Warner
Burn it down!
The Warner sister Dot could not be reached for comment about the shirt.
But I'm very excited for I just wanted to say that because I'm just like, we should all be nice to Cotner because that's some fucking bullshit. He is a messy bitch. He does live for the drama. But we too are messy bitches. I am a messy bitch. I live for the drama. Right?
I'm messy. I don't know that I live for the drama,
He's not
but
annoying,
I'm
Holly.
messy. No, he's great.
Yeah, no, he's great. And I think that he deserves our love because being kind to Cotner means that we are being kind to the idea of fun.
Algae Rhythm is coming after us.
That's what's happening.
We need to recruit LeBron. We need LeBron's help.
We need LeBron's help to protect Patrick from fucking DMCAs.
Whoa.
Doesn't it sound like, though, like someone's just being pissy at Patrick and they're, like, punishing the entire fan base for that? They're, like, punishing GLTS for that?
Mm-hmm.
they're like punishing Planet Scum, or maybe they're mad at Planet Scum and they're punishing Patrick because they're mad at GLTS or something. Like, oh no, we didn't. I don't know why the fuck someone would be so petty, to be perfectly honest. I cannot think of a reason.
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know.
The next season of my podcast is about
Patrick becoming the god of social media. I would love that as like the deity of social media versus the deity of Warner Brothers' back catalog. In like a clash of the titans.
Yes, he does
Epic.
need to burn the ask. This is war. No, it's not war. It's just people continuing to have fun while someone is pissy in a corner.
But
People do get mad when other people do cool shit. I think that that's probably the most likely, that it's just jealousy. Misplaced jealousy. Because what is jealousy but a lack of self-esteem, right?
I mean, that's the core of it. Yeah.
That's the core of it. But I'm super ready for our next segment.
Well, I guess that card's not being pulled. Whichever one fell on the ground clearly isn't supposed to be in the cards.
It's not
This week.
in the cards. But you know what I want to do for this segment besides
Fix our headphones.
Fix
that got
our
partway
headphones?
unplugged. I'll be right back while you
that
start
got
tarot
okay,
time.
because I want to do it with
Oh.
our special guest.
guest.
Our very special guest. That's right.
It's
Coming to the We Are Trash People stage, it's Kate Killet. Kate, how are you on this beautiful Wednesday?
It's raining. It's thunderstorming. Wait, I have to pick up Edie because she's barking like crazy. One sec.
There's a creature?
You can finally see what she looks like.
Yes!
This is
Show
my
us.
baby.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
This is the baby.
Are you fucking kidding me?
This
Are you
is my
fucking
squish.
kidding me? Who sees this pug? Is this the mysterious pug
The very
that
elusive.
also lives on our Discord?
Second pug.
Oh my gosh, she's gorgeous.
Her name's
Edie-
Edith. She's named Edith after Edith Piaf and Edie Sedgwick.
Oh, I love
I
that.
always say I'm the next Andy Warhol. And she's my little muse.
Oh,
My little bug.
oh, she's stunning. What a perfect pug. What a, like, if someone was going to create the platonic ideal of a pug.
She
Right
really
there.
is. We just like slept all day. It's raining and thunderstorming. I'm drinking some coffee. I'm house sitting
God.
again.
Ooh.
So this is not my fancy abode, but I will pretend it is.
It's stunning. I love it. If it's you, I love that fucking dog.
Yeah.
And
She's
I'm
just
so
gonna sit on
excited.
my lap, or else she's gonna be barking.
Hell yes! Edith! Edie! Edith! I'm super excited because we're gonna do this tarot time
Hell yeah!
featuring the beautiful, stunning Planet Scum tarot deck.
The actual.
Oh my god, that pug! The actual, created by our very own Stephen Premmel.
The Discord ones look so good too.
They are gorgeous.
if
They're
you-
gorgeous. So go to where do they live for people to see? Because Stephen Premmel has
They're
been
on
creating cards
Yes.
of people in the Discord, people in the fan base. He's gonna make one of me. I
might be getting one.
I don't think I've sent him a picture
You
yet.
haven't
It's
yet.
gorgeous. Message Premmel about it.
I love your spooky Ouija board.
Thank
By the
you.
way.
Compliments of Hot Topic.
Oh, love that. That's all
And
Bella.
this gorgeous thing, created by our very own Overreactor.
Oh, one of the cicada thingies.
Yes, it has a little
Amazing.
cicada wing in it. And like,
Love that.
look how perfect it is with this outfit. Are you kidding me?
It's perfect.
I put it on and I was like, oh my God, I've never seen anything so gorgeous. So I love it.
Gorge. Settle banana. If she barks, I'm sorry. She just.
Oh, that's all good.
Okay. That's okay. Because I want to make this reading. Yes. This reading is going to be specifically about everyone, but also for Edie.
Oh, Edith.
We're talking about
Lucky
Edie this
pug.
week. And your week too, Killet. But I feel like
Mainly
Edie might need some guidance right now.
yes. Oh, wait.
Planet Scum spirits. Okay. Our first card is our general card of the week. This is our theme of the week for Edie's week. And that is... It's the keeper!
Oh,
it's the keeper! Look at him! Juggling things! Look how cute he is!
Not Atlas
like
with one
Edie.
world, but two.
Exactly.
Atlas could never.
Atlas
is
could
shaking.
never. Yeah. He just shrugged it off and when it became a capitalist. We got... Comrade Forrest keeping the Canon. This card, it represents what it represents. It's keeping track of things, keeping track of the beautiful things in our lives, juggling everything you've got, and
I agree, Stephen Premmel.
and all this stuff. What I think that this means for Edie, what are you hiding? Where have you buried the bones?
Truly.
Ooh, good question.
Where? But this is our theme of the week. Let's look at our worst case scenario
Okay.
for the week, given that our theme is collecting things.
Right.
I've been making a lot of collages this week, so
You
I'm
have.
like,
I love a good
True.
collage.
right? It's so fun.
If we were at my house, I could show you my pandemic vision board thing I made. But when I'm back, I'll send a little thing.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of vision boards. I actually have, this is a rough draft of one.
Oh, very nice.
These
Love
are all
that.
pictures of humans that I am somehow related to. I don't know who
Word.
most of them are. I had like a great aunt be like, you are the keeper. You are the keeper of the family's memory. And so I will give you all of my albums. And of course, she is a great aunt. So I have no fucking idea who any of these
There's just a
people
lot
are.
of stuff.
On the back of it, it's all in Russian.
Oh, yeah.
So I can't even read who these people are.
I recently found out is it Russian? Like, I knew I had French, Dutch, and British. But then I recently found out because all like the whole passing family members thing. So now we have like in the basement a bajillion different photo albums and stuff and like old slides and stuff. But apparently I also have some way back Russian. So
Hell yeah.
maybe our great grandmas.
Oh my God. You gotta look at your
Vibe.
pictures if we have the same one. Wouldn't that be fucking nuts? Because there are
believe
multiple.
it.
That'd be wild, yeah.
They're like clearly little cards, like, you know, pictures of like my great uncle. I can tell because he looks like a vampire. Like him in the army. I have 3 of those that he clearly like gave to people.
Yeah.
We gotta look at those. What if we have the same picture?
It's possible. It's all possible.
Oh my God. I love it. I love it. Let's look at our worst case scenario for Edie's week. We've got our things getting in our way. Ooh, the game again?
The game again. Wow.
I have pulled the game in our obstacles
been a
for
lot
like
weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
In a row.
It's a never-ending game.
It's a never-ending game. It's the fucking grind. This is the hustle.
It is.
It's the hustle. Edie, how are you responding to the hustle right now? Is Edie a hustler? Are they in the game?
She is.
She has a gorgeous Instagram.
Oh, bless. She she mostly keeps me from working sometimes because then I just sleep in and cuddle with her when she's being such a little cuddly potato. So sometimes it's hard to get things done because she just wants to cuddle.
It sounds like what's getting in her way of cuddling
Is my hustle.
is your hustle. That is what's getting in her way. And this is the worst case scenario for the week for Edie. It's my favorite card.
That's a great
It's
card.
Googie.
Googie.
This
And
is
she's
the
got Googie
fool.
Googles.
She does. Oh my God, I can't get over it. This card is about starting a new journey. It's about going boldly into the unknown. Is he about to fall off a cliff? Or is he about to do a trick? Is that just a little step? Who knows?
Good
We gotta
question.
get googie with it, which makes me think that like the worst case scenario, honestly. So this card is based on The Fool, and it usually has a little dog in it, like at his feet.
That.
I think that the worst case scenario for Edie is that you go on a walk and you do not take Edie.
I have to apologize. My headphones keep falling out. Usually I do over the ears, guys, but I couldn't find the cord for this. So these will just keep falling out of my ear holes because apparently I have very small ear holes.
Ooh.
I got like in-ear molds made one time and then I lost them. But like for like just going to shows and like earplugs. Jess, it's not my house. I wish it was my house.
It's totally your house. It's your house now.
It's my house, yeah.
It is your house. That is your home.
Yeah, she's
But when they were like pouring the wax in my ears to do like the molds,
that's
the woman was
crazy.
like, "You have such tiny, cute little ear holes," and I was like, "Thank you."
Oh my God. Thank you.
But so yeah, I'm sorry if these keep falling out.
Let's look at Edie's best case scenario
Yeah.
for this week. Let's
Your
check
best
it out.
case scenario.
These are the things Edie has going for her this week.
Which is
and
a lot.
that's the law.
I always get the hanged person.
Yes.
Like all the time. I seem to get it, or at least in the past like couple months.
Tell me about it. What do you feel like it means to you?
I'm still figuring that out.
Yeah. That's super fair because there's so many ways this card can be read.
Yeah.
In its original form as the Hanged Man, the idea is this person is gaining insight from a new perspective, perhaps making a sacrifice to gain said insight. In the law, what I tend to see it as, because of course it's the law, and we have a person who is not a police officer, this is white bailiff, but you know, it is perhaps a person who achieves an enlightened state, sees something from a new perspective, but is still bound by their job, by their situation, and can't really break free of that. And so I'm thinking if this is what Edie has going for her. Oh my God. That's so cute. Is anyone else's favorite thing when you're like holding a little animal and they just look up at you?
Yeah.
And their little head is like right on your vagus nerve. Like,
Oh, she literally, when she cuddles with me, she puts her head like on my shoulder and it's like, or like on my neck, and it's like fully a little teddy bear. Like, this ear does not want to stay in.
So cute.
We've always been close, but over pandemic, she's like, we're tied at the hip.
oh my God. I think that might be what these bonds are. To be perfectly honest, I think that she has a new perspective from this new bonded state with you. I was thinking like the bonds are like a leash, you know?
Yes.
And this is the best case scenario for Edie's week. What the hell?
This has never happened before.
Harvey, never
Never
special.
happened
Yeah.
before in the best
so
case scenario.
exciting.
Steve Harvey is a trickster. Steve Harvey is someone who benefits from the continued oppression of others. But what is also in this card is we do see a bolt of lightning from heaven knocking off his fucking crown.
Right.
Maybe
I
that
just saw a
means...
flash of lightning
Yeah.
right before we joined in.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
This is it. This is the lightning. This is knocking off the crown. I think what this means, honestly, is because it's best case scenario. So in best case scenario, the crown gets knocked off and these people are like, what the fuck?
Ooh.
I think that what this card means is that in the best case scenario, Edie's divine providence will knock the crown of capitalism
Oh, yeah.
from the cranium.
She's a revolutionary.
Yes!
Good for Edie.
Yes! Edie is a revolutionary. Edie is going to go to Congress and testify and get all the fuckers who really should be in fucking prison there. I mean, prison
like,
industrial complex, whatever, but like...
Like a Trojan horse, but
Yes.
like it's just a little dog.
Yes.
And she pulls them. With
And
her
everyone's...
cuteness.
Yeah. Everyone's just like, oh my gosh, a little dog. Like, we don't need to worry about it. We're going to let this little dog into our hearts. And then she will whisper into their ears, seize the means of production. Join us, comrade. They Union makes us strong. That is what's going to happen.
It's tough.
I love that.
So
Thank you
that's the
so
week.
much. Oh my gosh, with these headphones, I'm so sorry. They're just falling out of my ears.
Oh,
My
good.
tiny ear holes.
My tiny ear holes. They're
I'm
so
sorry, my
dainty.
ears are just so small. Not my ears themselves, just the holes.
My ear holes are so dainty.
I'm sorry, I
They're
can't help it. They're just so small.
They're so small. They're teeny tiny. They're so little. Hell yes. So
Yeah.
I think it's a great
Love that.
week for Edie. I think Edie is going to keep her current position of wonderment, destroying the patriarchy, destroying capitalism,
yeah.
and continuing to be your sweet companion.
What do you think, Bug?
What do you think?
Well,
I'm
legal
still
word.
extremely jealous of her as well. I'm jealous of both of you. I'm jealous of Edie for being a pug, and I'm jealous of you for getting to hang out with Edie.
She has the best life, honestly. Like,
Yo. Dogs don't
it's good pug
understand
life.
capitalism, do they? You don't understand capitalism.
Just doing things and playing with balls and running around.
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. But let's get into it.
Hell
Kill
yeah.
it. Let's get into it. I'm so excited to talk to you. I've been excited to talk to you since you appeared in our community. First
Been a while
question,
now.
the get to know you question is, what's your Chris Gethard story? How did you find this community and him as a comedian?
So I think I've touched on this on some like late night Discord chats before, but hey baby, probably like 8 or 9, maybe more than that years ago, I went to South by, and I was sleeping on the floor of someone's hotel room who was doing a panel on narcissism
Oh, hell yeah.
in social media, which was quite ahead of its time because this was like
Yeah.
a while ago.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I was like at least barely 21. I was at least 21. I was like 21, 22, and just like had come down from Toronto. We all like drove, did this whole thing.
Oh my God.
And one of the other people on the panel knew Chris just from like New York stuff.
Yeah.
And because I got to know the other people on the panel, because I was there as kind of like the assistant to this like blogger girl who's on this panel, I'm like sleeping on their floor, just like helping out with stuff. And then they were leaving early, so they were like giving me their passes. And so I was just like pretending to be them. This is before they like really policed it. But this guy, Michael, was like, oh, like, you know, you do improv. And like, because obviously just through the osmosis of stuff that he was like, oh, she does improv, she does comedy, blah, blah, blah. So he's like, oh, like, I'm going to go meet up with my friend Chris. Like, let's go meet up with him. I'm sure you guys will get along. So I was like, okay. And he's like, yeah, he's just finishing this like live, like Chris Gethard show thing. And it was like a daytime, like free South by show in one of the like expo halls, like not a conventional venue. And I just walk in at the end where everyone's just singing about the Human Fish song. And I was like, what did I just stumble into? But, like, I love it. Right? And then after, and he's just like, oh yeah, like I'm just gonna catch the end of my friend's show and then we'll like go have drinks and talk. So I was just like, I don't know what this is, but like down. And then ended up like chatting with Chris after it all together. And I was like, you know, improv friends, like all about it, all exciting. And then we've just kind of stayed in touch ever since, and like just mental health and like all the stuff that like he talks about in his community is always like resonated. So then I like got into DG, like the Chris Gethard show, like public access days. And then when he had the different network shows, I went to like a couple of those like tapings whenever I was in New York or
cool.
when he was in Toronto, we would link up. So we've always just like stayed in touch.
Yeah.
And so then when pandemic and this happened, I'm trying to think when I started the community, like probably in the fall-ish. And then I just like got in quick.
Yeah.
Like as soon as like I saw him tweeting about it one day and I was like, oh, what's this? I could win some money. And then, you know, fell in love with the pickle.
Yes.
Found out my friend Andrew was also part of the community. So that was neat. Like not just to make IRL or URL friends, but to like, oh, an IRL friend.
Yeah.
On like a different level. And we had our little Toronto hang. Oh, I have some great photos of us.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
I got some film photos back that I'm like, ooh, I should send those. So we had in the summer, we had a very safe little pickle party, which was very sweet. Like the little Toronto Discord homies, like outside with Edith, in a very safe way. And I just wouldn't have gotten through this pandemic, honestly, without y'all, and just fell in love with you two. And I've been out of the downtown city a lot because I've just been house sitting here a bunch. So this has been my little weekly Wednesday routine, and I thank you guys for it.
Oh my gosh, I thank you for it. I remember like the first time you were at the post show, and it was
I came in hot. I was just
great.
like, what's this? I don't know what Discord is, but let's go.
Right? Instant vibes. And that's so apparent in the things that you have done and how you have been as an artist. Just your excitement and acceptance and wanting to do many things. So Killet, tell me the story of yourself as an artist, and then we're gonna get into more specifics like your band, your photography, going to festivals, Positive vibes. Yes. Tell me the story of yourself as an artist.
Well, I started like doing ballet really hardcore as a kid, but then once I hit puberty and like grew tits.
Same story. Literally same story.
But then
they're like, you have the perfect you have really good proportions as long as your tits don't come in, and then
as long as you stay like an 11-year-old forever. So then I like lost my entire community and friend group and everything because it's like it's a very intense sort of world. But then through that, I've always been shooting like and writing, and so then I kind of just focused more on that, and then got into like improv and stuff. And then the high school I went to, we had a dark room, so I'd be like developing my own film and being in like the dark room a lot. And then my high school boyfriend was like, you should join the improv team. So I was like, okay, like auditioned, got in, and we ended up getting second in Canada one time. So
cool.
Went to nationals twice. It was a big deal.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
So then that kind of just incubated my like comedy background and photography stuff. And then when I was 16, I started working at Much Music, which is like Canada's MTV. It was like very early blog days. And so I would just like write on, it was when they would still have like comment sections. And I was a big like teen blogger type. And so then I would like see the blog and I'd be like, there would be a show review and I'd be like, oh, but the opening band was so good, and just like being a nerd at like 15, 16, like writing a long ass thing. And so then I just got a random email one day from one of the people at Much being like, because you have to like put in your email to write a comment, and they're like, hey, like, do you want to like write for the blog for us? And I was like, of course I do. And because it was such like early internet days, it wasn't really like intensified. And like literally the fact that like then by the next year I had like my own desk, and like because I graduated high school early, then there was a lot of like then me like taking courses at the high school, but then like going downtown to like do MTV, Much Music things.
What sort of things was that? Going to shows?
Like taking, like interviews, reviews. Like for a while, I would just shoot like a bunch of what they. Oh, we are frozen. Oh,
yeah, we froze. Sorry about that. We're back.
Oh, no, we're back because it's thunderstorming here too. It's possible that has to do with it.
No, that was us. That was definitely on our end. I saw the little icon come up of like your internet's gone.
We're just in a basement. The weather. I
would also just like post random like videos and songs. The fact that I like could literally post whatever I wanted, and then like I didn't have to go through anyone would not be the same.
That's so cool.
A lot of the archives like unfortunately don't exist anymore, because then like with those big media companies, then it gets bought up by another big media company and they do a restructure. But like there's this thing called MOD, which is like Much on Demand, which is like our version of TRL. So I would like work that kind of every day when like Jay-Z came in, or like when Justin Bieber was like a dick to me, or like you like go and just like take photos of like, or like when they had like the Twilight cast come and like take photos of, they used to be all these like kind of big events and stuff, and working the award shows and stuff. And then from there I went to school for radio and television, and then dropped out of that, and then was working at Sony doing A&R for a while, working with
what's A&R?
Artist and repertoire. So it's like you work with the artist, and it's also about like signing new artists. But major labels are very problematic. So people are like, why did you quit your dream job? And I was like, because like the dream was not what we thought.
Like, it was not to make a bunch of money for fucking Sony and subject the bands I'm finding and loving to.
Well, also it was like the amount of, I could literally spend like over half an hour listing all the acts that I told them to sign that they didn't listen to me. And so then I realized very quickly I was just there kind of as a pawn. So when they were working with new people, they would be like, this is Kate, she's on the blogs. But whenever I actually wanted to do anything, like they wouldn't listen to me. And then like a year later when it's on Pitchfork, they'd be like, oh, did you guys hear this? And it's like, you guys literally made fun of me in a meeting when I played this. And music is so personal too, that like and I was like the only femme in the department and like younger by like a lot. So like my immediate boss was really sick and he'd be like, oh, like sick isn't cool. And he'd be like, oh, like I have to be in the studio today. So like, can you run the meeting? And so whenever I try and run a meeting though, then all the guys would be like, oh, Adam's not here, we're leaving.
Oh my God.
And he would like, it became too much. And then I realized that like these like reports I was doing, no one was reading. And so then I like just stopped trying and realized like no one cared. And I was like, wow, like this is really disheartening.
Yeah.
And so then I just like focused on doing like freelance stuff with different like publications, Vice, Fader, a bunch of different Toronto spots. And then about like 6-7 years ago, I started Posy Vibes, based out of, I realized because I've been in the music industry for so long and I've been very lucky to always kind of, not always, but most of the time have access to like a VIP area or a backstage area I can go to if like someone's being creepy. Yes. And so we're a nonprofit. And then I realized, oh, if you're like just a regular festival goer, show goer, you don't have a place to go if you're having a panic attack or if maybe you feel like too fucked up because of something you took or someone's being like inappropriate to you. So then we started having glitter stations at different places or places where you could like write yourself a postcard so that there was still like an artistic element to it. So if you were like feeling unsafe, it wasn't like you had to be like, I'm going to go to the security or I'm going to go to the whatever. Like you could be like, oh, I'm going to go do this art thing. But then there's people there that can like help you. And so then that kind of grew into, it was before the term safer spaces were like widely, it was more like, that wasn't really a term yet. So we just called them Posy spaces. And then as that sort of got integrated more in the community, at least here in Toronto, then we started throwing shows around inclusive booking. So people, non-white men. I mean, that happens sometimes, but like, you know, trying to have different perspectives, but also bringing together different scenes. So it's like, we would have a drag king with like, then we'd do like a screening of like, but I'm a cheerleader, but then also have a DJ, but then also have a punk band. And so like bringing together sort of different backgrounds and then focus on like queer spaces as well as accessibility, because I don't know about you guys in SF, but in Toronto, it's like, most of the DIY spaces, like 95% of them, you have to either like up a long thing of stairs or down a long thing of stairs. And when I broke my foot and couldn't like walk for like 6 or 7 months, I really realized like, wow, like this is really fucked up for people that are differently abled, different body abled. And then through that, like was also working on my own like diagnosis stuff of like my own mental health things. And so it's just been a nonprofit to sort of enact those sort of things. Thanks, Lindsay. Yeah, if you want to learn more, the Posy Vibes site is there. It's on social media. We're Posy Vibes, but with a 3 instead of an E.
Yes.
We have been posting on our Twitter more recently, but because of the pandemic, we don't have any funding. We like still owe money to lawyers for paperwork, so we haven't been able to throw shows, so we're not as active currently, but our most active places are Twitter and our Instagram right now, and sometimes our Facebook, where we'll post just like, we want to amplify voices, so we'll post different cool music videos or interviews, and it's not all, like sometimes it's art related or sometimes it's more comedy related, but trying to amplify, I'll eat it, different things. There's a donation button if you want to, help out to the community. But I definitely miss throwing shows and doing that kind of thing. But in the meantime, we're just spreading the DIY gospel.
Tell me about your involvement with drag shows and this zine.
Yes. If you also go to feelyourfantasy.com, you can download our zines for free. There's PDFs there. So if you
How
like
did you get
fantasy-
into drag? How did you?
It became like an offshoot of Posy Vibes, like our more like queer section with my friend Russ, who's a queer scholar now.
Ooh.
So feel your
Those are
fantasy is-
magic words.
Yes.
Queer scholar.
They are literally, they just like finish their thesis and they do these really cool talks
Hell
and
yes.
about like documenting queer history. Because especially the stuff that's on the fringes, let alone a lot of people think drag is just what's on Drag Race, but that's not true. It's so much more than that. And so we back in the day had this RuPaul's Drag Race like fantasy football kind of league. And then there were so many people that wanted to kind of get in on the league that we started our first zine with like how to run your own league, because we realized all the people in our league are all either writers or photographers or graphic designers. And we all kind of worked in media. So we're like, oh, let's just do this together. So if you go to the free zines section, you can download the PDFs. But from there, we have 3 editions or 3 issues. And then there's also the Salvador Disney zine, which is like a collage zine that Dylan, who's part of our Drag Race League. But yeah, it just became like a little project of our Drag Race League. And then we'd throw the parties with Posy Vibes to like do these launch parties with bands and different local drag. That's a photo I took. That was my first cover photo. That's Juicebox.
Cool.
And Juicebox was then, so this was in 2018. And Juicebox was, she won like the local drag race community. It was, so before Drag Race, there was a thing in Toronto that was called Drag Idol, kind of like American Idol. But then with the popular Drag Race, they switched it to like Toronto Drag Race kind of thing.
Makes sense.
And she won, and then she was on the very first season of Canada's Drag Race when that became a thing, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But she won in Toronto, but then she was the first out in the Canada's Drag Race. But she was iconic. We love Juicebox. But yeah, check it out. We love drag. Russ was one of my best friends, and I lived in the neighborhood on Church Street.
Hell yeah.
So I would just like chain smoke on my balcony and watch drag shows like from my balcony. Like it's just always been a part of, ever since I was, I guess, like 18, ever since I like moved out of my parents' place into the city, because the university I went to was like very close to that area. And I always just felt sort of safer and accepted there. And Toronto has a really cool, like weirder drag, like fringes of drag things and drag, like just different non-binary performers. And like, you know,
that was what I really saw there was like amplifying that drag is not just cis men dressing up as cis
it's so much more
women. Drag kings and non-binary people and people who are, and trans women. Tell me about that.
Well, there's an artist, Yoska, who I love, who's actually on, so our 3rd zine issue is around Dragula, which is like, I think it's starting its 4th season, which is like, we're in Drag Race, Secto Banana. If I put her down, she's just going to start barking, so she's just going to stay with me. We're Drag Race, like, the pillars are like, charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent, which spell cunt. In Dragula, it's, yes. In Dragula, it's glamour, filth, punk, horror. And they'll say things like, I've never been so disgusted, and that's why you won this week. Like, and so Yovska, who's a performer from Toronto, they call themselves a drag thing. They're kind of like an alien, anthropomorphic, kind of monster vibe. Like they did they have an iconic number where they're kind of like dressed up like a mop monster, and then they like mop the floor, like they spill water on the floor, and then they start like rolling around on the floor, like mopping the floor. That's Russ, iconic. We stand Russ. Russ is like the editor of all the sort of offshoot. There's me. There's my name, Kate Killet.
Hell yeah.
But Yoska was the first Canadian drag artist on Dragula. So like that local, like, I don't know, Toronto just has a lot of cool, just different kinds of drag. Like there was a space called the Beaver that unfortunately shut down. That was like a big home to me, because in like the main, like, or the sort of what I would call like top 40 queer spaces, like they can be very like, if you're not like a guy, if you're like a femme or a non-binary person in the space, you're sometimes like not as accepted. So then there's what in Toronto we call Queer West, which was like a sort of the more like alt drag.
Ooh.
That was more accepting of all different kinds of people. And then there'd be shows where sometimes it's like strippers and sometimes it's like just different kinds of performers.
Have you ever donned the drag? Have you ever done
I
drag?
have never done drag myself, but I've done drag in the way that, RuPaul says. Our problematic King RuPaul. Ru is very problematic, which is why I then also appreciate the non sort of basic drag spaces. Like all drag is valid, but outside of it, like there's so many more like cool, weird things. But and there's a lot of different Toronto houses that do a lot of like
houses
like there's like drag communities.
Ooh.
So there's like Coons Kids, which is like very inspired by Coons, and there's that would do like weird different like sort of more fashion nights and like very like more like Club Kitty. And then there's I'm gonna put her down, hopefully she doesn't bark. Here, have a bone. But then there's also like the Swamp Water like house Diet Ghosts. Ooh. Which like they're all kind of more like creepy, like there's just lots of different communities. But sorry, I got on a full tangent and got distracted by her. Oh wait, sorry, she needs water. Hold on 1 sec.
Oh, no good,
problem.
Yeah.
2 seconds.
What I love about all of these things, and what I'm going to ask Killet when she comes back. Well, she's
that's
back.
a photo I took.
Hell
That's Jacqueline Hyde, who we stan. They're now based in Montreal. They are a drag artist that I've worked with a whole bunch. And we shot this just in their like hallway. But yeah, no, I just realized that like I live on drag hours. I sleep in the day and then I'm out all night. And it just became like a natural osmosis to me in the scene. And they accepted me with open arms. And I miss live drag very much, but I am thankful that I've had the opportunity to shoot a lot of drag. And while I've never performed in real life, that's what I was saying with or perform drag, where RuPaul says like we're all born naked and the rest is drag. I definitely feel that when I'm like sometimes when I'm like going out, like when I like put on a whole bunch of glitter or like do a whole bunch of makeup, like even with Posy Vibes when we would have like our glitter stations, it was almost like the glitter was like a queer safer space. Like, okay, if you're wearing glitter, like this is like a signifier of like I'm like a person you can vibe with or whatever. Like even before I started Posy Vibes, sometimes I would just bring glitter to shows. And then like, as I was like hanging out with people, like just put glitter on them. And
tell me about having the confidence. Moment. Tell me about your confidence to do this. Tell me about how a person at 16 all the way up, like, it's like, wow, how does Killet know all these people and like have all these opportunities and is working with all these artists? And I feel like it's because you walk up to them and are like, I love your shit. May I take a picture of you?
It's
Let's be friends. Tell me about that.
It is like no filter sometimes.
Yeah.
Like literally at the festival I was just working, I was just like so excited to be back. Sorry, I'm just like fixing my hair. Like just back out in like shows and doing stuff. And then this guy called me the bitch of the festival because he was like, you keep like interrupting people's conversations and da-da-da-da. I'm like, I'm just like wanting to talk to people. And he was like needed to go to therapy and was projecting some shit on me.
That's not,
It was not cute.
Funny how he picked a girl who's confident or a femme who's confident and talking to people to think is like annoying. Weird. I wonder.
Yeah. Curious. Very curious. No,
what
like
about this situation?
Well, also it's like I could have just like elbowed through him and like excuse me, but I was trying to be like make small talk, like hey, what's up? Like it's not so much confidence as it is just like I have no filter and I have a very fast brain that's like too fast for my own good sometimes. And I'm just like extremely enthusiastic and nerdy. And just like, I don't know, very like, it doesn't even feel like fake it till you make it because I don't even feel like I'm faking. I feel like I'm just like, bleh, like
just walking in fully.
I give
formed.
A lot of shit.
Yeah.
And so for me, when I like put on a bunch of glitter or whatever, it's kind of like not a mask, but something to like
It's a
Like, I wear a
character.
lot of-
It's a persona.
Yeah, like wearing like bright clothes or glitter or something. It's kind of like not a barrier, but something like that gives you that boost. Like when you
Yeah.
put
Yeah,
blue
that makes
lipstick
total
or
sense.
blue eyebrows or something.
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay, we're out here. Let's go.
Tell me about your favorite experience being at a concert or a festival working with artists.
Oh my gosh, there's so many like over the years.
What's your most recent one? What's your most recent, like, excellent festival experience?
My most recent one, I don't know how much I can talk about.
Okay.
My most recent one was I may or may not have smooched an artist that I love. And I hadn't had action in a very long time, so that was a big deal for me.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Cool. I'm trying to play cool. I'm not very
Hell
cool. I was very, when you're a fan, you're a fan. And
Yeah.
Tell me about the last experience that you can talk about.
Finally seeing Backwash live was a really big deal.
Oh, hell
I
yeah.
have loved Ashanti's music for so long. And then they won the Polaris Prize last year, and I threw this little like Zoom party, but we had never met in person and I hadn't been able to see them live. And so just at FME, seeing them play like a secret show in like a parking garage, but it was raining. And she was like in the garage performing, and we couldn't, like, you're not allowed to dance still. Like, I got kicked out of a bar later than that night because we put on too many good songs on the jukebox and it made everyone dance. And I forget that it's still like Footloose rules. But you could kind of dance more outside, but we weren't like allowed to have like big mosh pits, and you're supposed to kind of still have different distance. But me and my new festival bestie son, who has this cool blog in Montreal called For the Record. Oh yeah, there's some of my shots. We were just like moshing like back and forth. But if you go back the other way, you can see Backwash is the one with like the face paint. Yeah. That's
hell yeah.
That's her. She's amazing. But so you can see it was like a auto parts body garage.
Yeah.
And we were, like, vibing, and then me and Son were just like mini moshing, like back, like just the two of us like jumping into each other. And so just to finally see Backwash perform their songs live was like, because they're such a huge inspiration to me.
Tell me about your band, because I listened to That Which We Could Find.
The one song
on-
we have.
Yes. Tell me about it, because I fucking love it. Can we get it, like, sort of playing in the background?
Yeah.
I freaking
I gotta send you guys the single
adore
that
it.
we've
Yes.
had ready for like 2 years, but just have not put out because
Yes.
pandemic and different things. So it used to be a duo project, but now it's a solo thing because now it's a solo thing, and my bandmate is now my momager. There was just different transition stuff going on, and it made more sense for me to do stuff more solo. So that's why we haven't put out this song that we've had ready for like 3 years now, just because music industry stuff is weird. But that was Click Call was started because I did dictate. I was at a house party one night. It was probably like 2 or 3 in the morning. And there were people in the basement just like jamming and improvising. And the person on the mic was not very good. And like, no shade, but they were like not very good. And the like improviser and musical theater, like I always was like writing and doing stuff for myself, but it was very like, I was always, there's like a tweet that my dear friend Pool Blood, who I work with, a great artist, wrote that was like, you know, as like femme people, it's always like, oh, you can only like date the band guy. It's not like you can be in the band. Like that was always, and then I dated a lot of like problematic band dudes because of that. Which is why I always want to remake Almost Famous, but then have it be like the Penny Lane role and the Ryder role is like the same person. Anyway,
I like that.
That's just my remake idea. But so I was just like, fuck it, I'm going on the mic.
That's the start of the song.
That's the start of the song.
Lower the volume a little bit and play it.
I don't know if the levels will.
Yeah, I realized I don't know that I can turn down volume.
Let's like,
I'll post it in the
let's
chat.
play like the first like 10 seconds of it.
Okay.
To like sort of get like the
Get
flavor.
the vibe. yeah, so then my
How did you
now
make that?
dear
How was that
friend-
made?
Yeah, so my now dear friend Brittany saw me like get on the mic at this house show where people were jamming, and then the next day they sent me a video that they had taken of me being like, hey, I hope you don't mind that I filmed this, like I won't share it with anyone, but like that was really awesome, like we should start a band together. And I was like, okay. And then we would just Brittany makes like a bunch of cool noisy tracks so that I kind of just yell, scream over them.
Hell yeah.
And because had already been friends for a while, and there was like, it was a safe space, I was like, okay, I trust Brittany to like we just like hit the ground running. And I was so thankful that they like took that video and was like, hey, like this is actually good, like you should actually do this, like let's do this. And then we started performing, and I realized, because I had stopped doing like improv, like performing for a while at that point. And then when I was like jamming, I was like, oh, it's like improv, but you can like, instead of having to worry about being funny, you're like still exercising that part of your brain, but in a different way. And then when we started performing live, when like, because we would do like the first half of the set kind of like improv jam, and then go into like our songs, but those were all just made out of jams too that we would like make in their basement. And so they like, Brittany has like all these different little samplers and things, and we like just go off of each other kind of thing. But yeah, then when you start performing live, and I was like, oh, like when you make people dance, that's like getting like a big laugh. And especially when you're like improvising something and we're just like going off each other's energy, and I'm just like yelling, or not rapping, but like I say it's like Peaches, speak singing. People are like, are you a singer? And I'm like, sort of. Yell and talk, like, but also like scream, but also sometimes sing, like but yeah, if you listen to the rest of that track, there's just a lot of me yelling dick over and over.
It's fantastic.
Such a good track.
I was quite frustrated that day. But yeah, we would just vibe. And now we're in a place where we have this song that's been ready for a while that I'm just like, I just want to get out. But figuring out what it means to be a solo artist and working with different producers and stuff, because it's a different thing now, because I was so used to being like a duo project. But I just miss performing. I just miss yelling. I miss yelling so much.
How has your creative output been during the pandemic? Sort of, how are you adapting as a person who is so
hard
live, you know, like you are
it's
always
really
at live
hard.
things. Yeah.
It's really difficult. Like even with this piece now, because I haven't been like doing pieces like this, I'm like, oh, I can actually maybe screen share with you and show like some of my film photos. I can give you guys an exclusive.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You guys want
Oh
a
my
exclusive?
gosh. Exclusive. It's Galusi time.
Let me open up some of my film edits. But there was like a delay with my film getting developed. And so then I was just like so out, like not used
You
to like,
shoot
the
on film?
process. I shoot on film when I can. Here, let me do a
so
screen
cool.
share moment.
Do you have a dark room, or do you?
I wish I had a dark room.
Right.
Oh, here we go. Sorry, I'm trying to like make her work. Is she working? Let's try again.
And where?
Okay, I'll just do
What is
entire
this
screen.
footage of?
So this is from FME. Here, let me know if it's working or not.
I don't see it yet.
What is FME?
So it's Festival Musique d'Emergent.
Ooh.
It's in like 7 hours north of Quebec.
Ooh.
And it's
Do you speak French?
I do. I have to do the security privacy thing. One sec.
Oh, all good.
I'm just like, I'm like so eager to show these images. I'm like, let's do it. What do I have to hit? Privacy, screen recording. Where are you? So this is one of my
Eric
favorite music
Durham suggests
festivals.
it's Fight Me, Eric.
Fight me, Eric.
Is it like fight me, love Eric, or like fight me, Eric, like Eric, come fight me?
Oh wait, I'm fixing the thing. So it's one of my favorite music festivals, one of my top 2 favorite music festivals in Canada. Definitely my top 10 or top 5 music festivals in the world. And so because it was like outside more, I don't want to quit and reopen. Fuck you. Sorry. I'm like, trying to figure out, like, I just want to show these exclusive pics. Damn. Anyway.
And these are some of your
these
other
are some
picks.
digitals.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the
Maybe if I
lighting
do it
in
this
this
way, she'll let
room
me.
is killing
Oh, there we
me.
go.
Oh, there they
It might
go.
work now.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So here's some exclusives. I try and do film when it allows it.
Yeah.
Because it was like mostly outside and they were really safe with COVID numbers.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this piece I've been wanting to have up for so long, but then there was a delay with like the film getting in, which is like, of course, classic me. It's like my first thing back, and I have like huge imposter syndrome, but like let's do film. And now this piece has been like 80-90% ready to go, and I've just been like scared to get it out because I haven't posted anything like this in 2 years.
These look incredible.
Yeah.
This is like a little sneak peek. This is one of my favorite drummers, Jonathan. What a sweetheart. But yeah, it was just, this is like the super big sneak peek because I'm only going to be posting on the piece like a third of these, which is what I have to narrow down now. But I've just been like so in my head about getting this piece up because it's like with the film delay and like just not putting stuff out for so long. It's like so stressed.
Where do you publish your things?
I do different, like lots of various different stuff, but the piece should be up this week on, I'll write it in the chat. Sidewalk Hustle, which is a publication, an online publication. Oh, I spelled that wrong, but you know what I mean. Film does just hit different,
right?
This is one of my different favorite artists, Kate Killet, who's nominated for Polaris this year.
I love that picture
because I have been like out of practice for so long. Like the fact that certain shots didn't turn out, even though like I still have a lot of good shots. It's like because I've just been so out of practice, like getting back over the hump. Yeah. So thanks for letting me share these little, because I've just been scared to like post stuff, like, but I just need to like bite the bullet and just like get it in. Like I really wanted to have it up already so I could like share the piece with y'all, but until then, this is Lido Pinemente.
They all look incredible.
She won. She's a cool Colombian artist who's been living in Canada. She like immigrated to Canada when she was like in her early teens. And she won the Polaris Music Prize a couple years ago. Parrot Quenders, amazing artist. Like, so yeah, FME is just one of my favorite festivals because it's like so well curated, very well run. Oh, there's like a couple repeats here. Oh, there's a pool party. You had to be vaccinated to like go to anything.
Oh, good.
And like there were some press people that were being a bit like annoying, being like, oh, how come I can't just like go into whatever I want? And it's like, because like to be COVID safe, they're like making sure the numbers are like, you know, sorted. But this is, there's some more backwash pics. But so here's, my super sneak peek. Hopefully the piece will be up tomorrow. If I can.
So did you go on behalf of Sidewalk Hustle, or is it more like I am a press person? And
I went with Sidewalk Hustle, but I was also like a delegate with Posy Vibes.
Ooh.
So like look at different acts and people I might want to book later. I also worked with this music festival, Megaphono. Oh, here, I'll drop that in the chat. Wait, let me do Sidewalk Hustle better.
And did you just email the people who run it? And you're like, hey, I do this. Let me in.
You're going to the festival, and I was like, okay, if I'm gonna be going back to a music festival, like pandemic, I like was like, okay, FME is like a really small town, like it's 7 hours north of like Montreal and Quebec, so I feel safe, and like with all the like things that they're doing. The other thing I just sent is there's a bunch of videos from a festival I worked with that's usually based in Ottawa, but we did all digital this year. So if you just want music to listen to or different cool things, that's like some stuff I helped produce. But with FME, I had like met them. I want to try and do a showcase with them next year. But they had like an application to be like a pro person. Because I didn't know if my press application was going to get through or not. I was like, well, let me just like apply as a pro and see. Like I've been doing this for 10 years. Yeah. And when I got it, I was like, I'm a pro.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
And then the pitch hit, so that was good. But yeah, just lots of applying to do press pass stuff. But so then now, because it's like the piece is like 2 weeks since the festival, I'm like, oh my god, I just want it done already. I just want it up. But I'm like so in my head because I've just like not been working and not been doing this kind of work in so long that I'm so like in my head about it. So just like to get back to your question, it's like hard. I feel like I've just been like stuck on the like, this is 90% done, and now I just need to like finish a draft and push, like send it out.
Oh my God.
But I'm
I
just like,
relate
so
to
stuck
that.
in my head because it's so hard. You know,
That
I'm
is
just like, I
That's
just
what
need to get it out. I just need to get it out.
This
But
whole
then you're just like,
pandemic.
oh, like it's been now. It's so much later. You feel like this extra pressure. You have to like, you want it to be like a certain kind of quality, and I just have to like get past it and just like get it. Because every day that I like stress about, okay, how can I make it better before I get it out? Then it's like, then I feel an extra amount of pressure that every day it's later. Then I'm like, okay, it has to be this much more better. It has to be this much more better. And it's like, just get it out, just get it out. But I'm just so in my head because I haven't shared anything like this in so long. But hopefully it'll be out tomorrow.
I'm hella excited
Yeah.
for it. Killet, what are your dreams?
My
Tell me
dream
about your dreams. Tell me about
is
what you want to
have
do
my
in the future.
own artist residency space / music festival, which was also like what Positive Vibes was created out of. But then we couldn't get the funding for it. But it's still like a long-term goal. But then we realized, we need to support our DIY spaces locally because they're shutting down.
Yeah.
But like if I won the lottery, I have this dream of having like sort of like a camp sort of artist space, artist residency / commune where we grow our own food, like not a cult, but everyone says it's like a cult.
Not a
This is
cult.
why Click Cult got started. Also,
Love that.
I love
It's like
that.
I want to be in a space that other people think is a cult. It's the dream.
but just to have a music festival similar to like Iceland Airwaves, or just to sort of bring in international press and industry and bookers to sort of showcase the different level of Toronto music that's not just Drake, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also not just Toronto, but like different Canadian music, because there is such a wealth of amazing music that people just don't know about. But
How do
until
you
I can
find them? What's your like
just-
method
I
of finding
go to
people?
shows. I mean,
Hell yeah.
being in the industry for over a decade, I get like pretty much about like 100 different like emails a day from different like PR people and stuff. But then through the years, it's like I know which PR people like actually know me in real life and aren't just spamming me, but are sending me stuff that they actually think I'd be like into. So just through those connections I've made over the years, they'll be like, oh, if so and so sending me an email being like, I think you'd like this, I'll like check that out, or like I'm online too much, like and just like going to lots of shows and festivals in the before times. But now like even with Megaphono, I was like, I thought I like knew shit, and then working with Megaphono, I was like, oh my gosh, like it was such an honor to work with them because I like got so much more into different smaller acts that I didn't know about. But just working with artists, like finding out what artists, like what my favorite DIY artists like are listening to in their communities, and it's just a whole, just like a lot through osmosis, and a lot of just being a big nerd and spending way too much time on Bandcamp and YouTube and SoundCloud and all of that stuff, because that's like just, especially when I was doing A&R, I was just like doing that all the time, just like just going through different random things, like especially when you're trying to find like unsigned stuff, right? Like so it's just being a big nerd. I'm surprised Edie's eating the bone now and she's being really good. So
She is being a very good girl.
I thought she would start barking right away, but pretty cool.
Killet, who should we check out? Who should we listen to? Who should we find?
You guys specifically? Okay, well, I
Us
like to
and the
find
Planet
Taylor.
Scum community.
Okay, well, I'll
the
start with you
16
guys.
people who are with us.
I love that.
What
I'll
should
start
we
with you
listen
two.
to?
Okay, I like to tailor my recommendations.
Uh-huh.
So if you tell me what's like the last album that you really love, it doesn't have to be new, but just like, like what's like the first sort of album or artist that comes to mind when you're just like, oh, I love that album or I love that artist. So
I
can
heard
recommend
Maiden.
you. Okay, cool.
Seventh Son
Love
of
that.
a Seventh Son
Love that.
is one of my favorite albums of all time. I
Very
think.
cool. Very cool. Okay, if you like heavier dope stuff, I recommend Hot Garbage from Toronto.
Hot Garbage? Hell yeah.
It's a very Toronto name because Toronto in the summer has this certain smell of piss and hot garbage. So it's a very Toronto-y. Bonnie Trash, Bonni Trash. They're kind of like doomy. I'd recommend oh yes, super good name. I mean, I know I was talking about Backlash before, but like we stand Backlash if you want something that's even more like super heavy and thrashy, like thrash rap Like
thrash. I love noise.
Yeah, if you want noise rap.
Yeah.
I was gonna wear my clipping shirt, but then instead I wore this.
Oh, clipping is
very
so
cute.
good.
I've been admiring your
This
shirt.
is I
clipping.
wore this because I'm trying to finish my FME piece, and I got this when I went to an animal sanctuary the second year I went to FME. Yes, clipping. We stand clipping.
Yeah.
Clipping's great. They're the best, and also really nice people. I'm happy I've been able to meet them and photograph them. But if you like clipping, definitely check out Backwash because that's next level. And then on the latest mixtape too, Jonathan Snipes, who's part of clipping, actually produced one of the tracks.
Ooh.
So if you like that kind of noisy vibe, I can't recommend Backwash enough. She won the Polaris Music Prize last year. Super, super dope. What else is noisy in a vibe?
What are people in the chat? Put
what
your
are
favorite
people in the
albums.
chat? Or like
your favorite albums
artists. Artists
Yeah.
that you are into, and I can like give a specific recommendation because there's literally I could name like 40 different albums that I've been in love with right now. If you like emo vibes, the new Lil Nas X is surprisingly good, like guitar pop punk.
I love
which
him.
people wouldn't expect.
I love everything that he's done. I've just enjoyed like a lot.
Yeah.
The new Lord album has been getting a lot of hate, but I really like it if you like
love
kind of
Lorde.
folky. It's really different than the stuff she's done previously. I think I'm the only music critic that loves it. But
I love her voice.
It's very very like 60s. Oh, if you like 60s folk, 70s psychedelic.
Nice. Yes.
Stacey, all capital.
Ooh, I do.
If I drop a link in the chat for
Doors.
us, can you share it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Stacey, she's an unsigned artist who
He tried to look it up and it just showed Kevin Spacey.
there's an amazing video that she directed and produced herself.
I am into
Oh
this.
my God.
Into this. I'm going to share this right now. Oh, yeah. I just have to screen share it first.
Let me share her Bandcamp. It's one of the best albums of the year that no one knows about, truly. I am obsessed. She's from Toronto, but then moved to LA. She's an icon. She is the moment, but no one knows about her. There's her
This
Bandcamp.
is so up my alley.
And it's
I'm
she's did it all
losing my
herself.
mind.
I'll share one more song that's like one of my favorite music videos too. But yeah, I can't recommend this album enough if you want something chill. She's amazing. We stand. If you like My Bloody Valentine and you want something a bit more noisy, chill, I'm gonna recommend Zune, which is on the Polaris shortlist this year. And then, I'll show Cadence Weapon because I was showing some photos of that too.
Ooh.
But here's another one of my favorite albums. I'm just dropping shit.
Yeah, this is so good.
This is incredible. I am obsessed
These are
with
a bunch
this
of my
music
favorite
video.
albums of the year, and I think these are mostly these are all Toronto or she's LA based now, but yeah, Stacey's amazing. Cannot recommend her enough. And then I dropped Cadence Weapon, who I think should win Polaris this year. Who did a really great rap album, much about the world we live in and how facial technology is racist and how the housing crisis in Toronto. And then Zune did an amazing record about there's a big sort of scene right now in Canada called moccasin gaze. So it's shoegaze, but with
Indigenous people.
Yeah, exactly. So they call it moccasin gaze.
That's cool.
Status non-status is if you like heavy stuff, status non-status.
I
love
live on Friday. Some heavy stuff. Stephen Premmel dropped albums that he likes.
Lindsay Premmel did too.
Lindsay Premmel. We got Girl Pool, Before the World. I've not heard of any of these.
Really good. I really like Zune's album. They wrote it about getting sober too. But there's just to be on the noisier tip, I dropped a video for Status Non-Status. They're a bit heavier than the moccasin vibe. Oh, but with Girl Pool, I'll drop Pool Blood also, who was my first album cover that I took.
Oh, cool.
Ooh, show us
And
your
they're
album
just finishing.
covers. Which ones have you done? Tell us and we'll pull them
So
out.
that one I just dropped. So that came out not too long ago. And Cool Blood's amazing. I work with them a lot. So I started working with them because through Shamir's label, Accidental Pop Star Records. So that's my first album cover that you can get on vinyl. And then the second album cover I just sent. But yeah, if you like Girl Pool Blood and Grant, I'll send actually Grant's music video that just came out.
And was Pool Blood the person whose video you did that was in the
Long Winter thing,
Long
yeah.
Winter Festival?
Yes,
The whole reason
which
I
is
started
put on
working
by
with
Specific
Pool Blood-
Andrew.
Yeah, which we
Yes.
talked about with Specific Andrew.
But yeah, Accidental Pop Star Records, Grant and Pool Blood, Lindsay Premel, I think you'd really like them. And like pretty much anything Accidental Pop Star Records puts out because it's like very that vibe. That's Shamir's label that I help with. But yeah, Grant just has a new video that came out. So that's my second vinyl cover that I took.
I love
And
it.
then I just wrote Grant's bio for his new album. It's not out yet, but I've heard it and it's amazing. He's a really cool Philly artist. He's playing a show with Alex G coming up in October. But I dropped the YouTube to his new music video. But this is his album about a year that was really groovy.
And I'll include all these links in the show notes so that people can
beautiful.
check them out later
Yeah, I
too.
just sent like 1 million. But yeah, if you
got
like
them all.
Arthur Russell, kind of like Sufjan Stevens, but with more like, but also like interesting sampling as well.
I love
Kind of
that.
like ambient vibes.
Yeah.
I love a weird noise that just comes in like on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With like Grant stuff, you think it's like one thing, but then they'll like be like a like kind of trippy breakdown, like.
Yeah. Philly.
He's very excited about Philly.
I'm trying to move to Philly. I'm trying to
yeah?
go to Philly just to see Grant play his new album live in early
cool.
October. So,
Oh, that's fucking
One day.
exciting.
but yeah, Pool Blood and I'll drop in the music video Pool Blood and I made too because there's a different one.
We got
That's more
Stephen
girl-free.
Premel loves Dope Throat. Deep
Dope
Throat?
Throne.
Dope Throne's Electric Wizard, which is an excellent name.
That's really good. Let me think. Oh well, they're in Montreal. We live in Montreal DIY moment. I wonder if you know he's Void. I'm trying to figure out how to spell it. It's like spelled with like a umlaut somewhere. The Void. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how do I spell this thing.
Isn't that gorgeous, though? Like, this music video is
This is
slaying
so
me.
cool.
There's Pool Blood. We love this little indie moment. Oh, also, I'll drop in Pony. Did a really good, another Toronto band. Be like, hold on, Buggy. They did like a whole Josie and the Pussycats cover night one time.
Ooh.
They have an album that's very like too much TV, like all about staying in your room. Okay, wait, sorry, dog needs more water.
Oh my gosh, they were wearing a skull thing and all green.
Yeah.
That must be how they did it. I love the disembodied head.
We love a disembodied head.
Right?
I love it so much.
We fucking stan. And they must have done it with a projector.
This is so cool.
It was like a
On
little
a
green
green-
screen studio in a basement, and then
That's so
Cool Blood
sick.
did like the drawings and stuff in the background.
Oh, wow.
And we just did a little. We love a dancing skull
I love a dancing skull.
with the guitar.
I'm to listen
was
to
a fun shoot day.
Sludge Trap Dope Throne. I'm excited. That's a great name.
oh, yeah.
Ramen. I want it.
If you like sludgy stuff, Hussy
Yeah,
and like
saw the noodles and was
no
like,
worries. Oh my God.
Tasty.
That video is rad as hell. I agree.
Solo Alice Glass stuff also really
Ooh.
vibey. Or Dorian Electra.
Ooh.
Those are American, but
Who do you think has just gotten like is really great, but has gotten a total like bad rap for whatever reason?
Rebecca Black's new stuff is actually really great.
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
queer icon ever since she came out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
like her music video where she's dancing with a chain. It's like American Psycho, and she does like chainsaw scene in a suit, but the chainsaw is like covered in rhinestones.
Hell yeah!
I will also. I mean, we stan Carly Rae Jepsen.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
It was just the 10-year anniversary of. I literally one time did a whole Carly Rae Jepsen themed party. And then I did a whole Madonna theme night too. But
love that.
Who else?
My old karaoke crew and I had a whole like duo dance worked out for Call Me Maybe that we would always do together.
Very, very sick. I saw her perform with an orchestra in Toronto, and that was magical.
Ooh.
And then I met her at this like random awards thing when I was quite drunk because I was mad at Nickelback, who were there getting an award, and they were being really misogynistic and like drunk and stupid. So then I was
I'm not
like,
shocked, but
I was like, I'm gonna top you. Let me be the drunk asshole here. Like, if you're gonna do that, then I'm gonna be like a party girl. And then there was this dad that I was just like talking with, and he was just like, I'm so proud of my daughter. And I was like, hell yeah, dude. Like, I'm my dad and I go to shows, and then Carly Rae Jepsen comes up and she's like, Dad, what are you doing? And he was like, this is my daughter. I'm so proud of her. And then we have the blurriest selfie together.
Oh my gosh. That is the cutest thing. Kill it. Kill it. I could talk to you for hours.
This has been amazing.
This has been absolutely amazing.
I hope I didn't go on too many tangents.
No, it's amazing.
The tangents are so good.
Incredible. This has been so awesome. To wrap it up so that this one can get to his production meeting before the show tonight. Kill it. My final question for you.
I'm just grabbing Edie because she wants back up. Oh, there she is.
Edie.
The bug is back.
The bug is back. Where can people find you, and what do you have off the top of your head? Like when I ask you the question, what are you the proudest of that you've done? What comes to mind? It doesn't have to be like, if you think about it for another hour, you might come up with something else. But what is the thing that comes to mind?
Like the shows we've put on, I'm super duper proud of, and the bookings and the acts that we've booked.
Who's like an act that you're like super proud to have booked that you want people to check out?
Oh, there's so many. Well, I love Hooded Fang, but like I don't even know if they're making music anymore. But check out their album Venus on Edge from like 4 years ago.
Hell yeah!
Love them. I'm proud of a lot of like random interviews I've done. I'm proud. I know, baby. You can find me at Kate Killet everywhere. I just dropped that, and then.
How did you come up with that name? Is that like your given name?
It's one letter different than my real name.
So you've just
for security purposes.
Absolutely.
My mom's job is in like working with people, in abusive relationships, and then she doesn't want her clients at risk.
That's
absolutely.
Fair. Yeah.
But so when I was in high school, I won an award for having the highest photography grade.
Ooh.
And then hi, baby girl. And they misspelled my name on the trophy as Kill It, and so then it just stuck.
That's such a good name.
At this time too, I was also like already taking photos for Much Music, and I realized that my stuff was ungoogleable because there's also a famous feminist by a similar name as my last name. So Kill It just
SEO.
stuck.
You have amazing SEO.
Yeah.
Thank you.
To the point that I started trying to improve my SEO.
But thanks for dropping my we're frozen again. We're frozen again. Oh, we're back.
We're back.
We're back.
But yeah, thanks for dropping my website that I've been meaning to update all pandemic, but haven't done it yet.
Really
it's great.
Cute.
Yeah.
I love your
update,
website.
but you can see some of my.
I love all your descriptions of yourself too. I love everything you wrote. There's one that's like, "What's the deal with Kate Killet?" Like Jerry Seinfeld, and you're like, "Here's my deal."
We love a fake quote.
Love a fake quote.
Love it.
I'll pick that up later. But yeah, no, there's lots of different little things. I'm very proud of this new piece once it's finally up, once I stop getting so in my head about it.
Hell yeah. I'm so excited to see it.
Hi, baby girl.
Kill it. Edie, thank you so much for joining us. Everyone, I mean, Kill It's on the Discord.
Yeah.
You want Rex. Best Rex in the biz.
Hit me up.
These are great Rex, yeah.
Kill It and Susie, just like the music and the movies together. Can you imagine?
Oh, I will shout out a thing I'm very proud of, and my only photo that's ever gotten in Rolling Stone is a photo of Partner. And just because I thought of them, because I had posted some Polaroids I took of Partner, and Susie was like, I love that band so much, and I love that band so much too. And their album came out in pandemic, and it's incredibly slept on, so I'll just drop that. If you like Rush, if you just like rock and roll but make it queer, they have a song that's like, not on this album, one of their earlier songs. It's like, yeah, we're gay, but not for each other. We're just two queer girls in a band called Partner.
I love that.
So Susie and I were talking about Partner today, so I'll drop that album too, because I'm super proud of my various photos and things I've done with them over the years, and they're super cool. And I'm proud of this Edie Squish for just being a cute bug.
Look how cute Edie is. Look how cute Edie is. Killet, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. Oh my gosh, and the tarot and everything. I'm so happy we could do this.
I know.
We'll do it again another time.
Yes,
absolutely.
Actually, show different things.
We'd love to have you on another time.
We would love to have you back. I'm sure everyone is so, like me, on the edge of their seats for all this incredible stuff.
Yeah, just
Stephen Kreml, that's amazing.
Or anything. Or just lurk my Instagram if you want photos. I have I'm sending Alice some Polaroids of Mitski.
Hell yeah.
That are very delayed but on the way. So
hell yeah.
And
speaking of
percentage
Alice,
of all that stuff will go to Susie too. So
amazing.
If you
love that.
Things for your walls, holler.
For sure. Oh my gosh. So we can buy art from you and some goes to Susie?
Yeah.
Hell yes. Ooh. Hell yes. Everyone do that. Message Killet. You all need cool photos for your wall.
But
don't tell me you don't.
Speaking of Alice, we've got she's got a Scum Gala coming up.
That's right. Living in the world that considers us trash people. So get your costumes together. We're so excited for the gala.
Check that out.
Tonight, after show, join us on the Discord.
I hear you guys.
Hell yeah. Happens on the Discord. This Friday and every Friday, Radio Free Multiverse. We got grand trivia with
an evil fish.
The evil fish. And we love you all so much. I'm so excited to see everyone in the chats tonight. And for the show, let's end on Edie. Let's end on Edie. Let's put Edie up. Everyone, take in this cute pug.
She's like, what's going on?
What's going on?
Good night and good
Edie.